Hi everyone. For this video, we are going to be working on the text Good Ideas and the task 3. So what you'll need to complete is you need to find that Good Ideas text. It's a little booklet that has a little present on the front with some idea bubbles, as well as you need that task 3 problem solution graphic organizer, which looks like this. There's one column of problems and one column for solution. And you're going to need a pencil. So you can fill in the graphic organizer alongside of me. Now, we always have a goal when we are reading, and our goal for this lesson or task is to identify the problem and solution of a story. But what is problem solution? So in most of our fiction texts, there's usually a problem, and the problem is what goes wrong in a story. What's the problem? Okay, and then by the end of the story, there's usually a solution on how the problem was fixed or solved. So, for example, I spilled my milk during lunch. Well, it happens. I was talking to my friends and I just spilled my milk. But how are you going to solve that problem? Well, that would be our solution. I use paper towels to clean it up. So that would be a solution to your problem that you had. Well, same thing when we're reading our text. Sometimes we need to identify that problem solution. That's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to read the story with you. So I want you to follow along as I read it. And then when we're done, we're going to figure out a problem and a solution that was in this text. Alrighty, remember to use your finger to follow along as I read. It says, title is Good Ideas. Anyone can invent. Ben Franklin invented a stove and glasses, but even kids can invent. Here is one true story. KK liked winter. She liked to play outside, but her hands got so cold in the snow. She wanted to spend more time in the snow. KK had a good idea. She made a fleece cuff, but it did not work too well. It still let snow in. KK made some changes. The cuff worked so much better than before. Soon, lots of people wore her cuff. KK's idea was a hit. Alrighty, so let's go to the graphic organizer. So I said the first column here is a problem, and the second column is our solution. So let's look at our example. Our example says, my head is getting wet from the rain. If you go outside and your head and everything's just getting wet, what should you do? Well, the solution is I grabbed an umbrella to protect me from the rain. So that's a pretty good idea for that problem, right? So your head is getting wet, so you use an umbrella. So let's try to figure out from the story Good Ideas what our problem was, and then we can figure out our solution. Well, they already gave us the problem for us. It says the fleece cuffs that KK made did not work well. So let's go back in the story and figure out where it says the fleece cuffs that KK made did not work well. Well, if you go back to page 3, it said KK had a good idea. She made a fleece cuff, but it did not work too well. So let's get our pencil and let's highlight where that problem is. So, right, she made a fleece cuff, but it did not work too well. So it did not work too well. So let me go in and highlight it. Try to make this straight. Sometimes it's kind of hard on the computer. There you go. Alrighty. So let's figure out what the solution was. So we know that she made a fleece cuff and it didn't work too well. So let's keep on reading and figure out what the solution was. It still let snow in. So we still have a problem. KK made some changes. The cuff worked much better than before. So what was KK's solution? Good job. KK made some changes. So she made some changes and it made the cuff better. So that would be our solution. KK made some changes. So let's go back to our graphic organizer and add that in there. So we know that KK made some changes. And we know that the fleece cuff works so much better now. Okay, so KK made some changes. The fleece cuff works so much better now. So that would be our solution. So we have some good ideas, and then we have the problem from the good ideas, and now we have the solution from the story. So if you need to, you can pause this video and continue writing your solution if you need to, but we're going to move on to the next part of our graphic organizer. So now we're going to create some of our own problem solutions. So we kind of got the first one started for you. It says, problem 1, my food is cold. So if you think about it, if you're at home and you're about to make some lunch, but your food was cold, what would you do? So just take a minute and think about that. My food is cold, but I want to eat it. So what am I going to do? I agree. I think when we're going to heat it up, right? You might heat it up in the microwave. You could heat it up in the stove. You could heat it up in the toaster, depending on whatever your food is. So you could say, I will heat my food up in the, and you can put where you're going to heat it up there. I'm going to say I'm going to heat my food up in the microwave. You can change yours if you want to. You can say put in the stove, in the toaster, whatever you would like. So I kind of just did the one together. Now, I want you to do these two on your own and make sure to take a picture of them and send it to your teacher. Then make sure you take a picture of maybe not even just that part, but your whole graphic organizer so your teacher knows what you are doing. So just take a picture with your phone and you can send it to her, or maybe during one of your Zoom calls that you can always kind of just show your teacher just to make sure that we can see what you are doing. So again, do the last two problem solutions on your own and just send them to the teacher. Great job, you guys. Keep up the good work. Bye.